wherever you are. Maybe I should start saying good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Jumpstart with Javon, where we are reading personal development books aloud so that you can jumpstart your day. Today I'm reading from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff because guess what, my friend? It is all small stuff. This book is by Richard Carlson. I want to encourage you to get this book, especially if you are somebody who be tripping. You be tripping about every little thing. You be complaining about every little thing. I want you to, bite off some of this book every now and again to help you get better with that, to help you live a more fulfilling, content, drama free, frustrating free, stress free life. Okay, stop sweating the small stuff. I can almost say that most of your problems, you create them, okay? If you just take responsibility, most of your problems, not all of your problems, most of your problems, we create our own problems and then we be left sitting like, how did I get here? It's because of our choices, my friend. But let me get off my soapbox. You did not come here for that. You came here to hear me read this. Today, I decided that I wanted to read something that I think everybody needs a reminder for. Okay, we need this daily reminder that we have to surrender to the fact that life is not fair. Life is not fair. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. A friend of mine, in response to a conversation we were having about the injustices of life, asked me a question. Who said life was going to be fair, or what is it, or that it was even meant to be fair? Look, I can't get my words quite together, but that's okay because you're here with me. And her question was a good one. The writer writes, it reminded me of something I was taught as a youngster. Life isn't fair. It's a bummer, okay? But it's absolutely true. Ironically, recognizing the sobering fact can be a liberating insight. One of the mistakes many of us make is that we feel sorry for ourselves and for other people, thinking that life should be fair or that someday it will be. It's not, and it won't ever be. When we make this mistake, we tend to spend a lot of time wallowing. Why spend your time wallowing, okay? Or complaining about what's wrong with life. Say it out loud with me. Life is not fair, okay? We commiserate with others discussing the injustices of life. It's not fair. It's not fair. We complain, not realizing that perhaps life was never intended to be fair. Did you ever think about that? Okay? One of the nice things about surrendering to the fact that life isn't fair is that it keeps us from feeling sorry for ourselves by encouraging us to do the very best that we can with what we have. We know that it's not life's job to make everything perfect. It's our own challenge. I highlight this and I want to really emphasize this because this will help, this will set you free. Surrendering to the fact, surrendering to this fact also keeps us from feeling sorry for ourselves because we are reminded that everyone is dealt a different hand in life and everyone has different unique strengths and challenges. Okay, let me tell you, life is not fair. I'll tell you a quick story about my life if you don't know. I'm Javon. And when I was younger, I grew up in foster care. Now, to a young kid, somebody may say, oh, that's unfair that her life had to go the way that it did. But I thank God for the way that my life, turned out and the things that I had to go through as a youngster. Okay, maybe it was not intended for my biological mother to raise me for all of my life. She only had a short period of time with me. Then my biological aunt had a short period of time with me. But God saw fit that five other women, needed to put their thumbprint and imprint and guide me through life. And I thank God for those experiences. I would not take it back. Okay. But what I learned as a child, I said, okay, I didn't have my mother. Okay, I did not have my father, but that did not, stop me from being the person that I was sent to earth to be. Okay, I'm fabulous, honey. Okay, it did not stop me at all. Now, did I struggle at times? Absolutely. But what I decided to do was, you know what, let's switch up the narrative. I'm not going to carry on this cycle. So I decided early on what type of parent that I was going to be. I was going to be a phenomenal parent. I was going to be present, and I was going to be there, and I was going to be stable and constant my children's life. You understand what I'm saying? I decided very on stay away from drugs because drugs will just mess up your whole life. Okay, I have seen it time and time again throughout my whole life. Drugs will mess up your life. So if you want to keep your family, Javon, stay away from things that will tear your family apart. And that's what I decided to do because you know what? Life is not fair. We are not going to be handed everything that we think we should get. We just got to accept that fact. And once you accept that fact, my friend, I'm trying to tell you, okay, you will live a more content and fulfilling life. Everything is not meant to be fair. Okay, y'all want me to come on my soapbox with child? I will keep going. Okay, so let me finish reading this. Okay, this insight this insight that we're all dealt a different hand and that we all have different unique strengths and talents because you do, okay? You are flipping phenomenal. Okay, this insight helped me, the writer writes, to deal with the problems of raising two children. As a matter of fact, I have two children, okay? And it wasn't easy, but I had to make choices to be a good, better parent. I wanted to be something different, and by God, I was, okay? Let my children tell it, okay? My children think I'm awesome. That's what I tell myself. Okay, so the difficult decisions I've had to make about who to help and who I can't help, as well as with my own personal struggles during times that I have felt victimized or unfairly treated. Have you ever felt victimized and unfairly treated? Raise your hand if you have, okay? It almost wakes me up to the reality and puts me back on track. The fact that life isn't fair doesn't mean we shouldn't do everything in our power to improve our own lives or the world around us as a whole. To the contrary, it suggests that we should. When we don't recognize or admit that life isn't fair, we tend to feel pity for ourselves and for other people. And let me tell you, that's one thing I refuse to do. I'm not feeling pity for myself, and I'm not going to feel pity for you. This is why I live by this no excuse today. Okay, this no excuse. I know we ain't got time to hear no sad stories. You understand? We ain't got time to hear this woe is me. We ain't got time to be wallowing. We gonna get back up. Okay, if you got knocked down, get back up. Life is not fair. Embrace that fact and keep moving forward. That's what I want to encourage you today. Pity, of course, the writer writes, is a self-defeating emotion that does nothing for anyone except to make everyone feel worse than they already do. Why would you want to feel worse than you already do? Accept the fact, say it with me, that life ain't fair, okay? When we do recognize that life isn't fair, however, we feel compassion for others and for ourselves. And compassion is a heartfelt emotion that delivers loving kindness to everyone it touches. So the next time you find yourself thinking about the injustices of the world, because they're never going to stop. It just can't stop, won't stop. Okay, maybe. Okay. I crack myself up sometimes. Okay, it just will not stop. Okay, try reminding yourself of this very basic fact that what? Life ain't fair. You may be surprised that it can nudge you out of self-pity and into helpful action. Well, this has been Jumpstart with Javon. I hope I got you jump started. Vroom, vroom, baby. Make sure you come back tomorrow, okay? Bring a friend. Tell somebody about this series here on YouTube. The next time you see me, man, throw those X's up. And I hope you have a flippin' phenomenal day, all right? I'm out.